What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Dollars and Dumbbells podcast. I'm your host, Justin Green, certified financial planner. And today I've got a really quick solo episode for you. Going to talk about how to set a financial action plan for yourself. We'll go through the 3 steps on how to do that. Listen, the podcast is here to give you as much free value as possible. But if you're listening to this, you're an online coach, consultant, or online business owner, and you're thinking you need your own custom financial playbook, let me know. That is what I do day in and day out. That is what I am best at. And you can schedule a free 30-minute discovery session to learn a little bit more about me, my services, and see if we would be a good fit to work together and help you get set up with that custom financial playbook. You can use the link in the show notes or go ahead and head over to assistfp.com and schedule that discovery call right at the top of the page. All right, let's hit the disclaimers real quick and then dive into the 3 steps to set a financial action plan. Justin Green is the founder of AssistFP, a financial planning firm, and Be a Wealthy Coach LLC, an outsourced CFO service. All opinions expressed in this episode are mine solely and not reflective of AssistFP or Be a Wealthy Coach. As always, this podcast is not advice and it is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Always consult with your own financial, tax, and or legal advisor before making any decisions. All right, so knowing exactly what you need to do and having that clarity is super important when it comes to implementing your financial playbook. So one of the key core components of a financial playbook is your action plan. So the very first step in order to do the action plan is to figure out what is your financial vision and what are your financial goals. Everyone has a little bit of a different version of what wealth means to them. Ideally, we are trying to build real wealth. But what real wealth means to you is going to be a little bit different for everyone. For me, it is that balance of that time freedom, pursuing health, and having money and flexibility and financial freedom for my family. For you, it might be a little bit different. You might not have a family, that might not be part of your wealth journey. Whatever it is, we can create a custom financial playbook to get you there, and we can create an action plan to help you do that. You just have to start with defining what is wealth to you, what is your vision, what are you trying to build long term, and then break that vision down into some smaller goals. When you do this, you then will have a better idea of what is it you want to measure. For example, if you're in a lot of debt, then you're going to measure your debt payments. I always like to focus on the inputs rather than the outcomes, right? What can you control? With debt payments, you are fully in control. Now, if it was a different goal, such as like you wanted to have a net worth of $250,000, but you're only at $100,000 right now, you can control what you invest into the stock market to try and increase your net worth and some other actions you can take, but you cannot control what the stock market does. So do not have that goal of 250,000. Have the goal of I'm going to invest X amount of dollars each and every single week, month, whatever it is. And then that way you can measure yourself based on what you can actually control and not based on outcomes that are outside of your control. Stock market is going to be like 99% outside of your control. There are other ways you can control increasing your net worth, but for the most part, you're going to be investing a significant portion of that if net worth is your main goal. So just to keep in mind, what can you actually measure? And let's focus on inputs, not outcomes. And then why is it important to you? So family, lifestyle, etc. Always tying it back to what does wealth mean to you? What does financial freedom mean to you? And what is that ultimate vision that you're trying to build? All right, the second thing is you're going to probably come up with a handful of goals, a handful of different tasks that you're going to need to do. Now it's time to prioritize. What is the most important for you at this stage of your life? If you're carrying a lot of high interest debt, that's probably a high priority. However, this could be, creating an estate plan. Maybe you just had your first child, or you just had another child, or you just got married. Like your family is growing and you need to make sure you have the right insurance in place or a right estate plan in place. And so what is that goal that makes the most sense and is the highest priority for the next, say, 90 days? I like to break things up into 90 days. I once read a book. I think it was called like the 90-day year. But basically, when I'm working with, young families, young professionals, entrepreneurs, etc., a year is just too long. Too many things can change. So I'm looking to break things up into a 90-day period. Which brings me to my third and final point for the action plan is what can you accomplish in the next 90 days? Because the action plan should be achievable within the next 90 days. So, what actions can you take in the next 90 days to either hit your goal or to make significant progress towards your goal? Ideally, you're not looking at more than say 2 to 3 actions that you're consistently taking to kind of hit that goal. And sometimes it's just one single action. You're focused solely on that one thing for the next 90 days. A very common financial goal for a new client might be that they don't have an emergency fund. So oftentimes the first 90 days, they're just focused on stacking cash in an online savings account. So that way they have a foundation in place so they can actually start to do the other things to build wealth, such as invest in a brokerage account or invest in a self-employment retirement account, pay off the debt that they're carrying. So don't overwhelm yourself with a bunch of actions. Keep it super simple, and you will be surprised by focusing on only 1, 2, 3 things at max over a 90-day period. You will be laser focused on hitting that goal, and you'll be more likely to achieve that rather than if you're trying to focus on 5, 6, 7 different things to help build your wealth, but you're just not really 110% focused on any single one of them. So those are the 3 things to building out a financial action plan for you. It's define what you want to achieve, figure out what is the most important thing for you to achieve in the next 90 days. What are the actual actions that you can take in the next 90 days to hit that? And that is your action plan. And ideally, you'll take that 90-day goal and you will break it down into weekly targets to keep you on pace and allow you to track your progress. You don't want to get through the 90 days and be reviewing your goals. You want to see exactly what you have to do every single week and make sure that you're checking the box, getting it done, and that you stay on track for the 90-day goal. And oftentimes that means adding it to your calendar. That is a huge hack to actually accomplishing your financial goals. All right, that's all I got for you today. If you want more money tips for building a highly profitable online business, but using it to build real wealth in your personal life and achieve financial freedom, then go ahead, follow me on Instagram at JustinGreenFP. And until next time, stay wealthy, my friends. If you're enjoying the Dollars and Dumbbells podcast, please head over to your podcast app and leave a rating and a review. It's super helpful to get new listeners to hear the message that we are preaching. Also, please feel free to share the episode on your Instagram story. Tag me at JustinGreenFP and let me know. I love to see who's listening and who's tuning in.